You unmold your soap after 24 hours. Press your finger into it, and it sinks right in like soft butter. Frustrating, right? You followed the recipe, so what went wrong? I am Kathy, the clumsy soaper, and today we are going to dig into exactly why your soap comes out soft and mushy and how to firm it up fast. We will cover the most common causes, from water content to oil choices, and you will walk away with practical fixes you can use in your very next batch. Let us get into it together. So, you have just unmolded your soap, and instead of that firm, solid bar you were expecting, it feels soft and squishy, almost like pressing into a block of soft cheese. I know that feeling, and honestly, it can be a little alarming the first time it happens. But here is the good news. Soft, mushy soap is one of the most common issues in handmade soap making, and in most cases, it is absolutely fixable. Sometimes the soap just needs more curing time, and sometimes there is a specific cause we need to track down and correct. Either way, we are going to work through this together, step by step. There are 5 main reasons your cold process soap stays soft and mushy after unmolding. And honestly, most soapers have run into at least one of these. Too much water in your recipe slows evaporation and delays hardening. Too many soft oils, like olive, almond, or rice bran, mean your soap structurally takes longer to firm up. Cutting too early skips the cure your soap genuinely needs. A miscalculated lye amount affects saponification directly. And finally, a humid environment lets your bar reabsorb moisture right out of the air. Run through this list, and chances are your answer is already staring back at you. Sometimes the simplest fix is just time. Many soft bars are not actually failed batches, they are just batches that need more curing. Over 4 to 6 weeks, water continues evaporating from the bar. The soap crystals finish forming, and that squishy texture gradually firms up into a proper hard bar. To help this along, place your bars on a wire rack so air circulates underneath, and flip them every few days so all sides get equal exposure. Patience here is genuinely the cheapest ingredient in your whole recipe. Now that you know excess water is a major culprit for soft soap, the fix for your next batch is straightforward. Simply reduce the amount of water you use. A 33% lye solution is a reliable starting point, but going all the way down to a 1-to-1 water-to-lye ratio gives you the firmest bars possible. Less water means less evaporation time needed, so your soap hardens faster. Run your next recipe through mysoapcalc.com to calculate your water reduction safely before you mix anything. If your formula is loaded with soft oils like sunflower, sweet almond, or olive oil, the fix is straightforward. You need to bring in some hard oils to give your bar structural integrity. Coconut oil is your workhorse here, but keep it under 30%, or you risk a bar that is too cleansing and strips skin. Palm oil, tallow, and lard all contribute solid fatty acids that firm up the bar during cure. Cocoa butter adds a lovely hardness too. Think of it like building a wall. Soft oils are the sand, but hard oils are the bricks. Without those bricks, the wall just crumbles. A formula built entirely on soft oils will never fully harden, no matter how long you cure it. So if your recipe is missing hard oils entirely, that is almost certainly the root cause of your mushy bar problem. Sodium lactate is one of those ingredients that experienced soapers quietly rely on, and once you start using it, you will wonder how you managed without it. It is the sodium salt of lactic acid, and it works by encouraging water to release from the soap bar faster during the curing process, which means your soap firms up significantly quicker than it normally would. The standard usage rate is 1 teaspoon per pound of oils in your recipe. You want to add it directly to your lye solution after it has cooled down, not while it is still hot. Mixing it into a hot lye solution is not harmful, but cooling first is just good practice for consistency. This is particularly useful in high water formulations, in warm climates where soap stays soft longer, or whenever you are working with soft oils like olive or avocado that naturally produce a slower hardening bar. Sodium lactate essentially gives your soap a head start on releasing that excess moisture. The good news is it is widely available from soap-making suppliers, it is affordable, and it does not affect your lather, scent, or skin feel in any noticeable way. It is a clean, targeted fix for softness. No reformulation required. Now, let's talk about soft oils. And this is where a lot of home soapers unknowingly stack the deck against themselves. Oils like sweet almond, rice bran, and sunflower are beautiful for skin, but each one contributes softness to your bar. When you combine them, those effects add up fast. Keep your combined total of these soft oils under 20%, and lean on olive oil as your primary liquid oil instead. It feels almost silky and soft on day one, but give it time and it firms into a lovely hard bar. Now let's talk about where you're storing your soap while it cures, because this matters more than most people realize. Humidity is the enemy of a freshly made bar. Bathrooms seem convenient, but the moisture in the air from showers and steam will keep your soap soft and sticky for weeks longer than necessary. Think of it like trying to dry laundry in a damp room. It just never quite gets there. Store your bars on wire racks so air circulates underneath and around every surface. If you live in a tropical or humid climate, a small dehumidifier in your curing space is absolutely worth the investment. And here is a tip I swear by. A small fan running on low keeps the air moving gently around your bars, which dramatically speeds up moisture evaporation without cracking the surface. Airflow is genuinely everything during the curing stage. Now, if your soap is soft and mushy and none of the earlier fixes have worked, rebatching is your last resort safety net. You grate down the soft soap, heat it gently with a small amount of water until it comes together into a workable paste, press it back into your mold, and then cure it all over again. It is extra work, but it saves a batch you would otherwise throw away, and that matters for your material costs. So, to wrap things up, we covered the main reasons why soap turns out soft and mushy, how water content, oil selection, and lye calculation all play a role, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it. Whether you are making soap at home or scaling up for production, these variables matter every single batch. And if your soap is still soft after a few weeks, remember, you can wait it out, use it as is, or rebatch it. You have options, and that knowledge is power. Once again, this is Kathy the Clumsy Soaper. Be blessed and be a blessing to others.